entrepreneurship, if I were to ask you, what does T stand for? It's no more tiger, it's travel and tech. Today in this episode, we are going to talk more about how travel and tourism is taking a new shape in this era. This time I just don't have one guest, I have two speakers with me. One a student founder and one industrial expert with 20 plus years of experience. I am very excited to know more about it. Are you all? Hello Outreach family, I'm Nikita Agrawal. I'm again here as promised in our last podcast. This is podcast 7 if I'm not wrong, and this time it's something interesting and something very different. Before I introduce you to our guest today, actually not just guests, I'm going to talk a little bit about the industry that we are getting into. But before that, I'm going to quickly have a rapid fire round and then a quick introduction round. So first of all, welcome Sanjana. Welcome Deepak sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling me here. Yes.
Hey, no sir, just Deepak.
Okay, I'll try my level best to not call you sir. So let's start with the rapid fire round. We just don't want to get into your introduction, your background, because I'm very sure you might have a lot to speak about in terms of your experience, in terms of your industry and your startup. But let's start with a quick game. Beaches or mountain?
Mountains. Mountains.
Oh, both, same, wow. And comfort food when it comes to traveling?
Maggie?
Oh, are you a Maggie fan as well?
I mean, mountains and Maggie goes well.
Okay. Okay. So you are building a story here, I see. So mountain.
It's just connecting.
Connecting, yes. Or guided travel or solo exploration?
Solo exploration.
Yeah, completely. So,
Interesting. Okay. And what is the most overrated place for you in terms of traveling, you feel? Maybe in India or globally, which is the most overrated place?
I don't see anything as overrated because for the first time when you go there is something that interests you, right? Like if you look at places like Dubai or Singapore,
Okay.
Yeah, some of it maybe, but it's still got something like something somewhere. So
What do you think?
just visiting is exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's about the places, and as you told, it's the first experience. We cannot
Exactly.
actually compare with each other's experience. It's an experience.
Yeah.
So no place is overrated or underrated.
Okay. And which is your most favorite travel app? Not favorite exactly, but do you use any travel app when you wander
Yeah.
away?
Guided.
Okay. She's slowly promoting her startup, so like.
She should.
And do you use any travel while, like any app while traveling?
Yeah, but I don't want to promote anyone.
Okay.
So I think apps where there is content,
Content.
the ability to rate,
Yes.
especially peer ratings,
Yes.
anything of that is useful.
Useful. Okay. So I think audience, we already got a bit of understanding that where we are getting into. So today we are gonna emerge into travel and tourism industry. And so we have with us Deepak, who is founder and CEO of KePSLA. And we have C H Sanjana, who is founder of Guido. And both are into travel industry, so interesting conversation. So let's start actually. KePSLA is related to Tesla, is it?
Nah,
Okay.
you're much better.
Okay, you're much better. Okay.
So KePSLA is an acronym.
Okay.
It stands for Key Performance Scores and Lexical Analysis.
Oh, okay.
So our business is in the space of sentiment analysis. So we do lexical analysis,
Okay.
language analysis,
Understood. Actually,
and through that we bring in quantitative scores out of a qualitative data. So
okay.
if somebody says I had a great experience,
Okay.
the great experience is converted into a number.
Okay.
So that's lexical analysis.
Oh, actually, I have been a marketing student. So we had a sentiment analysis subject, and we were asked to do this quantitative analysis of the sentiments, the customer feedbacks, and all that.
Perfect.
So it would be a great conversation. And Guido, I think I can assume with the name where it is getting, but definitely you know it better. Do you want to tell what exactly is Guido?
Yeah, sure. See, to say it in simple terms, it's like a personalized Quora, but for travelers,
Okay.
which connects tourists with the localites. So it's a very simple app. And we come into travel tech company. So what you do is, if you're stuck in any place,
Okay.
you just have to put the location where you're stuck in. And then what type of problem are you facing? Is it related to cafes, social events, vacation spots, restaurants, resort? What is your query about? You want to find out the authentic Delhi food in example Jainagar. So what you do is you put your location as Jainagar, then you select it as restaurant, and then you give a description that I want the best authentic Delhi food under so and so budget, and I want the query to be solved within 30 minutes or whatever time limit you have. And then you shoot this query, and this will go as a notification to the people who have been to such places or the people who live nearby Jainagar. So this is how it works.
Nice. Why should it go only to people around Jainagar?
Because they would know better about the place since they're locals.
And
So you need to have, sorry,
no, no, go on.
so you need to build that content as well as the customer content. So you have two sort of customers that you need to build, right?
Yeah, so basically it is just one particular app. It is having Guido section wherein people actually answer the query and Explorer section where people ask the queries.
Correct.
So if you have any doubts regarding any places, you can also shoot the query. Or if any person is visiting your locality, you can also help them. So that's how it is. So this is kind of a very big game. So we want to start from a small point. So we thought of starting it from Mysore, from Dasara, since that time there are a lot of people who visit. According to the report, around 3 million travelers, tourists visit Mysore at that time. And since it's a lot of chaos, and there are a lot of things which happened during at that time in Mysore, right? So to avoid that type of confusions, we have our app. So we are going to start from there.
Okay. Also, like you mentioned that you can put in the time range, right? Within which your query will be solved. How do you make sure that people are active during that time? Do you confidently give this to customers that we are going to solve your query within 30 minutes? Is it something like that?
Okay. So basically, we'll also be having the backend team where it will be looking into all these queries. In case if we get to know that people are not active at that certain time, our team will be there to answer them. And in future, after like 1 or 2 years, we'll be having a AI of guided only, which will be answering the queries according to the past data.
Exactly, because I think when you tell that we are offering local expert guidance, then if your team is building it, I'm not sure, you can correct me, I have no experience in this industry, but how do you make sure that you are doing a justice to what you are telling in terms of mission and vision, that you definitely provide local expert, but at the end your team goes and tell them?
Okay. So when I say that my team is going to look into it, they are actually the local experts which we bring through Guido. In Guido, what happens is that when you have, when a person actually answers your query, so there will be a chat box which will be open for you to communicate on real time.
Okay.
So
And that's not AI.
No, that's not AI.
Okay.
We don't have AI in it.
Okay.
So once your query gets resolved, you can end your query, and at last you can get to rate the people whoever were involved in your chat. Up to 4 people can get into that group chat and can have a discussion regarding your query.
Okay.
So then, based on the quality of the answers provided by them, you can actually rate them. So the top rated guidos will be also working in our backend team, where we will be paying them. So that's how, since they are the locals with a trusted number of audience, they would be responding to them. So the people would actually not get to know that it's coming from our office, because they are a person who is representing locals. They have actually answered a lot of queries, and that's what they're showing.
Nice.
Interesting. And yeah, go on.
So I think you may not actually want to employ them, and if you just make that whole process cool, right? You will get people who want to, like you look at any help desk of, let's say, a Microsoft or whatever, everyone's willing to give opinions very simply, very easily. So
People love giving advices.
Yeah.
Suggestions.
And how do you think she can use tech, because you are more into that side, right? Do you think she should get into tech very soon?
I'm sure
Yeah.
you do a lot of tech already, right?
Yeah. It's completely tech-based.
Of course, you should be pretty strong in profiling, due to profiling. So you will end up profiling the visitor. So like the Mysore example you gave, if I'm a single traveler or a single woman traveler, all the answers change. Right? A single male traveler will need a different sort of answer versus a single female traveler. Or if I'm traveling with my elder parents, for example. So once that profiling is clear with you, and then you should be able to in the back end guide the expert to give answers based on that. So,
Yeah, that is there.
I think when he talks more about this, it's more how you can make it more personalized. Exactly. And you definitely put this out that we will give you a personalized experience. There are a lot online. There are a lot of videos. There are a lot of content that we can before going anywhere. I explore a lot, right? That okay, but obviously it's a variety and it's a lot of confusion. Yeah. If I was your customer, definitely I would want a very personalized opinion and what I'm looking forward for. So even like in your company like Tesla, how do you use this concept of personalization where you do the feedback management and the analytics, customer analytics? How do you think this is a very important part of it?
yeah, so I mean, we are built on the bedrock of
Is
personalization.
it? Okay.
Because if you look at it two ways, one is from a data perspective,
Okay.
which is what our play is in.
Mhm.
There are so many ways that you can personalize content.
Okay.
So, for example, let's say I am tracked by a KePSLA
Mhm.
that hey, the last 4 trips that he went,
Mhm.
these are comments that he put.
Okay.
Okay, so from that I'm able to personalize the next trip. So he said
Oh,
Mughalai
okay.
food is nice.
Okay.
I said I love the spa,
Okay.
or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
So when I'm going for my next hotel experience, I can already tell the hotel, hey, Deepak's coming there. He loves Mughalai food. So why do you give him a 20% discount in your Mughalai restaurant or whatever? It's a simple example.
That would attract me a lot. I mean, if I go to a place and they have already captured my likings and what was my previous experience, I would definitely love to.
Yeah, I mean, the world is getting there.
Getting there, yeah.
I think most 4-5 star hotels do that well.
Yes.
We do that decently well.
Mm.
As well as if you're a loyalty card holder,
Mm.
then though they know everything.
Everything about you, yeah. Because they have all the data.
That's true.
Yes, yes.
Really interesting. I like the concept.
Do you have any questions for him?
Yeah, I think actually, if I see it in this way, you can Guido and your company both collaborating.
Exactly. I want to talk offline about it. Yes, it does. So the rating system that you have is something that we do day and night. That's our core competency. As well as AI, we use a lot of AI. Gen AI, as it's fashionably abused. And I see a lot of opportunities for companies like you to use Gen AI to become more personalized from a guest experience perspective, travel experience.
Also, like in your opinion, what are the customers or travelers like looking forward to as compared to like 5-10 years ago? What do you think has changed?
Okay, so again, I may be talking very generally.
Mhm.
Um, it varies by traveler persona, traveler type.
Okay.
Okay, so we know that if it's a young traveler,
Mhm.
let's say your age,
Mhm.
you may not, even if there is luxury available,
Correct.
you want luxury but without the trappings of 10 people standing around you and saying, sir, can I do this? Some people don't like that. So a lot of that activity is moving online. So I don't want to pick up the phone, call 9 and say, hey, send me an orange juice or whatever.
Yeah.
We do it online. That's one trend that we see, that don't be on the face of the guest. Try and put as many things online so they can. It should be self-help. I want a pair of slippers. Order given, and somebody will rings the bell and slippers come, that sort of stuff. Second is, I think, related to one of the questions you asked in the rapid fire, I think the traveler is getting a lot more discerning. So gone are the days, I think, when the customer comes and says, I want to go to a Dubai or a Singapore or a London, the standard places. Today, they want to go to places where, which are not, may not be a typical tourist map.
Yes.
Like my wife last week, a couple of weeks back, went to Azerbaijan, Baku. And she came back saying, what a beautiful place. Why haven't we done this earlier? It's almost like a Paris.
Yeah.
So I think everyone's now going beyond the normal and looking at these
Yeah.
kind of places.
Actually, I have a quick question, like from my opinion. Let's say a lot of startups come into this industry. Like let's say Sanjana is here, and there would be a lot of founders, I'm assuming, in this industry. अब मुझे ऐसी जगह जाना है जहाँ कोई नहीं गया है, right? But this kind of startup are making it very evident and marketing it that this is a place and all the content are readily available. Now everyone would want to go there. It's no more underrated. It's no more not explored. Like, do you think it's spoiling somewhere that side of it, like that? Like I wanna Vietnam, let's say. Like people never explored it, but now that there are a lot of content on Instagram, like everyone are going, and that essence of that place will eventually go, right? Because people will start building like big buildings and like 5-star hotels there, and it won't be. What is your opinion on this, Sanjana? Because you just started.
Yeah. Definitely. Even as a teenager, in this new age, as youngsters, we want to travel to the places which is where people have not traveled, and also we want a lot of personalization,
Correct.
and all those things.
Yeah.
But what I feel is eventually this is going to happen because social media is increasing day by day,
Yeah.
and information would be there irrespective of we being present or not. The content is going to be spread all over to other social media platforms. A great example is Instagram. So still the earth is very huge. We have a lot of places to explore. We can never conquer each and every meter of earth is what I still feel.
Wow.
There might be still some hidden gems which nobody of us know.
Yeah.
Who knows what is under Indian Ocean or something like that.
Maybe we'll go to the next planet now.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Maybe there would be a technology wherein we can also go to traveling under the sea or something like. It's already existing, but not
Absolutely.
everybody has the permission to go. People will start exploring. It is something like what I feel is, it's not just about you being there, finding it by yourself. It's about how you actually feel it, the experience which you get. I think experience is something which matters a lot than how many people have visited it. Even though we know that people have been to Nandi Hills, so many people have been to Nandi Hills, it is about me going there and visiting and experiencing it. So whatever you do, that experience won't go down is what I feel.
Makes sense. Good point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think now, to add to a point, travel has not just become about going to a place to see, right? You have travel that, let's say, specializes in food. So people go to enjoy local food. Travel has gone into stuff like, I know friends who go to play golf. So they're just going between one golf course and another. They don't care about the gardens and the museums. So it will keep evolving. And that's good for the industry. So now Europe is kind of fed up of tourists, right? Like if you see Switzerland and France and stuff, in certain months, there are 3x more visitors than locals, or even more, I think. So there are 300 times more people or tourists than people who stay there. And of course, they abuse the environment. It's,
I'm just curious to know, like, what is the one thing that you find the best being in this industry? Like, what do you think keeps up you in this industry?
I would say, see, from since my childhood, I always wonder what is something which I would really enjoy. Then I understood life without studying and just roaming. And I found that my ikigai is in Guido, since it's in the travel industry and I can roam the world. I can roam anywhere because that is only my business. Getting in collaboration, getting in people, meeting the state governments.
Work
it's
won't be
just-
like work anymore.
Yeah, you just be roaming always.
Yeah.
So that is something. And also there is a research which was conducted which told that the more you actually travel, the your aging becomes lesser. It decreases. So
Okay.
your aging is decreased.
Oh.
Is what I've seen because
Did you know
people
that?
are always happy.
I can correlate that. I mean, I'm sure it makes sense. It makes you curious, right? When you go to a place.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And what do you think is the best part of it, being in this industry?
So, maybe I'm biased when I say this, but I think the travel industry is probably one of the first to pick up new trends from a technology perspective. So, like we were discussing, right? Even stuff like blockchain, which I don't think caught up big time, or now crypto, of course AI, all of this has been, I mean, travel has been one of the early adopters of all of these new technologies. Whether it's succeeded or not later is different, but that's exciting. So you're always at the cusp of new technology that can be pulled in. So us, for example, would have added Gen AI probably less than 3 months after ChatGPT opened shop. But when they opened up the site. So
Adaptability to tech is too good. Nice. And I'm not sure if I should ask this question because you just started in this industry. Like, what is the worst thing, or like, what do you don't like about this industry? Maybe you can start if you have so far. Anything.
Worst thing, I don't think anything is worst. A new challenge will give me a new opportunity to build it better.
Yeah. I think it's too early also for this question, is it?
Yeah, because in case if I think that it could be competition, but I believe that competition makes you even more better, makes you a strong company.
Yeah. What do you think?
Again, bias maybe, but I think the industry needs to nurture more talent, and got to get smart young kids to come and join the industry. That will happen with two things. One is that are you able to show them a strong career path going forward, and how well do you pay them? And the flip side to that always is that travel probably gets impacted the first whenever there is any social, political oppressed anywhere. Right? So, COVID happened and we went through terrible times. Sure, a lot of them lost jobs and stuff. Before that, there was SARS or some, let's say there's riots in some place. First industry that gets impacted is travel. So that scares people to join. So somewhere we need to sort, I think, these two things out.
Yeah, it's always uncertain because during COVID, I don't know how many travel companies have lost their, they were bearing losses and all. So that's why we don't want to be only dependent on roaming. So that's why we want to diversify. Just like Zomato, how it is having dine out, now it is, it's also selling tickets. They're having a lot of
exploring different product and market lines.
Because they never depend on just one.
True. I don't think so I have any further questions. If you have any questions for her, or if you have any questions for him related to travel industry or anything so far.
Can I ask you? Again, you don't have to answer. So, how many specialists do you have signed up right now?
Okay. Currently, it is in the beta stage, wherein our app is available on the Google Play Store, but it's in the closed testing. So it's not actually available to everyone. But still, we do have a WhatsApp community wherein all the business people are in it. There are around 300 plus people who are interested to be a part of Guido and use the app. Now, currently, all the discussions happen inside our WhatsApp group. But the thing is that a question is asked to everybody. It's not like only the people who have been there or something like that. But when somebody asks a query, it goes to everybody and anybody can interact, and it's like an open forum discussion.
Okay, so it's no more local experts for now.
No. Okay. Once it is available on Google Play Store, then
that's what you're trying to build.
Yes, exactly.
By Dasara.
Next Dasara, it will be in Mysore, but currently the beta testing and all, in the next 6 months, we'll be only working on how it is going. Okay. So we're thinking to release the beta testing in our own university, Crash University, because most of the students are non-localized. So I feel that there's a better need for such people, and also according to a survey, that's what the student wanted. So we're kind of active on social media, spreading awareness about guided learning.
Nice. So, do you think at some point you can moderate that discussion to a few people? Like if I say, instead of going to 300 people, you could probably send it to just those experts by you being the moderator?
Yeah, definitely. See, this WhatsApp group will get converted into a channel or something like that. But when it comes to our app, it is limited to only 4 people. Only 4 people can get into the discussion and not more than that, so that we can get different perspectives.
And how do you monetize? Where do you monetize?
Okay, so in our beta testing which we do for 6 months, there is no such thing called monetization because we want to see how the app actually works and what would be its growth and everything. But in future, definitely there are few ways which we have thought. First thing, just like how Zomato Dine is there, in the same way, if you get to know about a restaurant or a specific place through Guido, you can actually pay through Guido and avail few discounts. And you might also ask, why would a person would actually answer the queries by explorer who have asked the question. So basically what we do is, once you answer the question, as I told you, we'll be having this rating system where you can rate these people. So based on your ratings, you'll be getting some guided or digital coins. It can be encapsulated since they'll be having some monetary value for the same. So they'll be earning too. It can be in the form of cash, coupons, discounts or anything as such. And here even the restaurants will be earning through us since we'll be getting in people. And with that, we will also be giving some custom itinerary services wherein if you plan to go for a place for an entire day and you have, nothing in mind since you don't know about that place, you just have to tell us what type of experience you want, what are you interested in, and we'll period you for an entire day. And we'll also be running in some custom ads and all, wherein it would be based on your priorities. If I get to know you're a foodie who lives, who's actually now traveling to, let us say, Tamil Nadu, I would be getting the ads related to the type of food which I want on my screen. So this way, even we can target the right audience and get better conversion rates.
Just a question from a customer perspective.
Yeah.
When you say that you are getting guidance from only the local experts and it's a personalized experience, and eventually when you make it bigger, you will take sponsorship from companies, right? Like, is it something you want to get into? Because that will entirely change your,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Definitely. So this is one thing which we would never like to do because
Exactly.
we are here to not follow that trend.
Exactly.
We don't want to earn commissions
Commissions.
and all.
Yeah.
If it is there, it would be like just dine out. Wherein if
Yeah.
you book through us, then you'll get discounts. Other than that, we are not going to influence any people just
True.
because they have given us sponsorship.
True. Because
That
I
will
think in
never
the era of influencer
Yeah.
marketing, you initially follow certain influencers a lot because of their authentic content. But eventually that goes somewhere else. It's more becomes like a marketing and like a sponsorship, and you know more trust, things like this. So just wanted to make sure.
We would never do that. Whatever it is our ethics. It's against our work ethics, and we would never accept that.
Agree to that. Yeah. Also, what do you have for us like a student founder? We both are a student founder sitting here. So what would you suggest us?
First of all, really inspiring to see what you are doing in the outreach program, and I think this guided was a great concept. So wish you great luck. I'm not that old to give advice, but from experience, what I see is when you get to the real world with apps and programs, your ability to fit your product to the market is critical, right? And that, if it happens in the first go, awesome, but it usually does not. So the ability to quickly learn, make mistakes, learn, change, iterate, reiterate is really important. So you need to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan Z, or whatever when you go to the market. And we've all been through that. And you look at all the big the Oils of the world and all of that, right? They've kind of pivoted so many times with where they started and where they are now. So I think that's something that we got to be wary about. Nothing will go the way you expect.
Yeah.
Please be prepared for that.
Yes.
The Murphy's Law is there for a reason.
That's helpful, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Spending
Sure.
Sunday. Yeah.
I'm sure they planned it out.
Yeah. I think that's all. So thank you so much for coming, both of you. It
Thank
really,
you.
really means a lot. And especially when you came here only for a few days, you took out time for this, especially. It really means a lot to me. And especially when this is our new entire structure of podcast where I'm having a panel discussion. I'm very grateful to have you first. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sanjana, for traveling all the way from Nagasandra. But yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think we have something for you.